What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on my channel, and today we're going to be talking about the best 22 for Port Adelaide for round one against the Brisbane Lions. It's only 11 days away, and I tell you what, the nerves and excitement are starting to go up a level because we're so close to another AFL season. And you know what, regardless of what we think at this stage, I'm very much excited to see what we can produce in 2022 and the fact that footy's going to be back. And that means a lot of hard decisions will come round one. Most particularly, the selection panel will have a lot to choose from in terms of what players can play and the best available players that we're going to pick for our 22 to take on the Lions in round one. So I thought I'd give them a hand, really, and give my best 22, taking all things considered, our best 22 for 2022 round one, injuries included. I will discuss that throughout the video, so leave your opinions to the end. But if you have your best 22, comment below before hearing mine, and we can discuss in the comments. But let's get straight into it. Here's my best 22 for Port Adelaide for round one. One of the harder 22s I've had to choose from, to be honest, because so much good talent is running through our list at the moment. We've got great names, elder blokes, younger blokes, blokes coming into their prime, draftees that have come, you name it, they're all in consideration. And as much as people have personal favourites and vendettas against some, I've taken everything into consideration, and I'm going to choose my 22. Starting from the back line, the full back line, in fact, it'll be Tom Jonas, the captain, Tom Clurey, and Ryan Burton. Now, unfortunately, Trent McKenzie does fall out of place here. I've liked the way Clurey has gone about it this pre-season. I really do feel like he's gotten his name back into place. And unfortunately for McKenzie, injuries throughout the pre-season and overall just not having quite as a good momentum going into the year has hurt him a little bit. That's not to say that he'll fight his way back into this back line, but just for now, I think Tom Clurey has edged him out, and he's got a lot to produce, Tom Clurey, when it comes to Brisbane as well. So he's in there at the moment, but regardless of who they'd pick in that position, I'd be happy. On the half-back line, now this one was a little bit easier to choose from. Some great players coming through our list at the moment that can play across half-back. And DBJ into the leadership group this year, again, after last year. Pretty ordinary 2021, if I'm honest, but I definitely can see him being able to bounce back. So definitely will be keen to see what he can produce. At centre-half-back, it will be Aliir taking his reign. All-Australian centre-half-back, absolutely brilliant last year, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can produce again in his second year for Port Adelaide. And helping him out will be Riley Bonner. Had a great prelim in that disturbingly disgusting game of football that we played, but his form across the pre-season has definitely been pretty impressive. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Normally I wouldn't pick him in our best 22, but I've liked the way he's gone about it. He's very composed at the moment, and I'm really enjoying his composure and the way he's going about his footy. Still would like to see him improve around the contested area in getting the footy and sticking his tackles, but other than that, Riley Bonner, I'm going to look forward to seeing what you can produce this year. Across the centre line, it will be Dan Houston, Travis Boak, and Karl Amon. Houston going to be more in the midfield again this year. Going to be sensational to see him to take it to another level. Stagnated a bit last year, if I'm honest, but he was pretty much fighting a shoulder battle throughout the year, and him going through the midfield a bit more, hitting those targets. He's got a great delivery inside 50. He's going to help that situation that we have, and we've seen glimpses of that across the pre-season so far. Small doses, we'll say that, but still. Get his hands on the footy and deliver it inside 50 and we'll be a lot better off. Travis Boak, I don't have to say too much. We love Boak. He's going to have a great year again. He looks good this pre-season. The bloke just keeps having the finest of wines because he's aging beautifully. And Karl Amon, well, he was in the All-Australian squad last year. It gets his spot on the wing. He's absolutely dominating. You'll see him a lot more in the midfield too at centre bounces, which is great to see. A lot more pace. His delivery inside 50 as well is going to be crucial. And hopefully see him hit more of the scoreboard, because I reckon if he does that, we're going to be a lot more dangerous throughout that middle and across the wing as well. So look out for Karl Amon this year, but that is a very dangerous centre line. Half forward, now I've gone Connor Rozee. First of all, he's going to play a lot more in the midfield again, as we've heard across the pre-season. Going to see him create a lot more opportunities for himself in there, but also create opportunities up forward. and he'll free up a lot more for people to venture down there as well, which is going to be interesting to see who we produce. I think Boki's going to play a lot more midfield time, as we've seen across the 2 preseason games. Just deeper, just to rest. Not going to be that half-forward player that we saw him a few years ago that nearly ruined his career. Connor Rozee, he'll play a great amount throughout the midfield and across half-forward. That's why he's starting there. Centre half forward. Now, if Charlie Dixon is fit to play round 1, he plays at centre half forward or full forward, whatever position they choose. But he plays round 1 if he's 100% fit. Now, with Charlie Dixon coming into the side, I have picked Finlayson at full forward, which means I don't feel Todd Marshall plays against Brisbane. In saying that, if Dixon does not play round 1, Todd Marshall plays at centre half forward. I really love Finlayson. And I really do feel like he is capable of creating a lot better opportunities than, say, Todd Marshall has. I've said Todd Marshall is in for a big year, needs a big year, but he's not playing in this 22 side. If you've got Finlayson, who can chip in the ruck, and Dixon, who's going to be our number 1 target, which means that frees up Georgiades and creates him to have opportunities that we've seen across this preseason so far, that he gets a lot of the footy when Dixon or Dixon or Finlayson or Marshall are getting a lot more attention, which means Georgiades is going to come flying through and be near our number 1 target. So as I said, if Dixon plays round 1, Todd Marshall doesn't. That is just my personal opinion. That can change. I do think Todd Marshall, Dixon working together is the best combination for Charlie Dixon. I don't feel it's the best situation for Port Adelaide as a team as a whole. What happens then creates Finlayson the opportunity. We can play Finlayson, Georgiades, Marshall and Dixon. They did it with Laddams. Creates an opportunity for us to be taller, but I don't think it works. I do feel like having Finlayson as the chop-out ruckman, playing deep forward, Dixon floating around with Georgiades helping out both up the ground and down deep inside 50 is a lot better of a mix. And we've seen that with 3 tools so far, Marshall, Finlayson and Georgiades. It's worked pretty well in the 1 game against the Crows. But the delivery is crucial for whoever plays down there. So we're going to have to see how that works out. Butters, by the way, will be across that half-forward flank as well. He'll rotate into the midfield. And Robbie Gray will be in the forward pocket. So that will be our 6. So Rozee, Dixon, Butters, Robbie Gray, Finlayson, Georgiades. Dixon out, Marshall in if Dixon is not fit. So just to clarify myself. Into the ruck, we have Scotty Lycett, Ollie Wines and Willem Drew. Pretty straightforward. Ollie Wines, Brownlow medalist. Willem Drew, great form again. Going to look forward to seeing him take a step up this year. And Lycett over Hayes at this current stage because I think Lycett is just a bit more of a damaging player. And I don't feel Hayes and Lycett as a ruck combination together will work as well as, say, a pinch hitter like Finlayson who's able to hit the scoreboard. And Finlayson's a lot more unpredictable in the ruck than, say, Sam Hayes. And especially up forward, yes, I'd like to see Hayes play deep forward with Lycett working majority of the ruck. That way we have a tall, very tall forward that can take the clunking contested marks. But then again, I like our versatility and it's worked so far for majority of the last couple of years anyway in the home and away season. On the bench, Xavier Dersma, Josh Sin will make his debut round 1. He's had a great preseason. I think he gets his opportunity to play round 1. Lockie Jones and Sam Powell-Pepper if fit. If not fit, Sam Powell-Pepper out. And I do think Jackson Mead will make his debut, which means we need a med sub. And if SPP does play, Jackson Mead will be the medical sub for round 1, which means Todd Marshall will probably fly up as an emergency, as will a couple of others that I can't think of at the moment. Unfortunate because there's a couple players missing that I really feel like need an opportunity this year. Miles Bergman, sensational. He's was sensational in 2021. Not even considered at the moment. He is a bit injured, so we'll wait and see on that. But that is my best 22 for this year. I'm not going to lean too much into it. It's a pretty straightforward 22. It's the midfield mix and the forward structure is what I'm more curious to see how the selection panel go into round 1. Again, it'll all depend on who we play week to week for selection. But I think we've got to have opponents playing to us, not we suiting other opponents. So going out to the Gabba, having a smaller forward line will probably help a bit better, especially with the dewy conditions. And also the fact that we play absolutely shocking at the Gabba every single year. So it's time to turn the tables. And I think with this best 22 and a good 100% committed mindset going into round one, this team will beat the Lions. But it has to come from everyone. And this mix at the moment I think is perfect. But that's just my personal opinion. So it'd be great to hear what you guys think about my best 22 and also your feelings around certain selections. And give me your best 22 as well, because it's going to be the hottest topic over the next 10 days or so before selection comes on Thursday, week before round one. I'm getting excited. As you can tell in my voice, it's not too far away. Thank you for watching, Port fans. My best 22 for Port Adelaide for round one this year. It's going to be an amazing opportunity for whoever does play round one, because it's got to set the tone for the rest of the season. A top four clash round one against Brisbane at the Gabba. You win that, and I think the mindset of a lot of fans and a lot of the public eye will change massively. But we've got to do it, and I think that the best 22 is going to be crucial to select on Thursday. So thank you so much for watching. My name is Anthony. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more Port Adelaide content. And as always, gun the bear.